Sportscast Sports Talk 101 on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Discuss, debate, entertain, and loud.
Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
What's going on? I figured it out. I got the intro done.
Did it?
Woo! Man, we got it working perfectly that time. Hot dog. Man, it's already March. Holy cow. And you know, the sports world is already just trembling. It's just been... Oof,
No baseball.
No, guys, there's no baseball still. It's sad. I know it's sad, but we'll manage. We'll manage, folks. We got USFL football. We got NASCAR racing. We got NFL news. I mean, we got basketball, NBA, NCAA. We got hockey. I mean, well, eventually we'll have hockey, or it's still going on. I can't keep track. There's so many sports going on and new sports starting. There's XFL news dropping hints here and there. You got The Rock. You got WrestleMania coming up. I mean, come on. It's just sports, and more sports.
Baby. That's what we love.
That's what it's all about.
That's what we love.
Oh, man. How have you been?
Oh, man. I've been doing great. Just like trying to really catch up on all this NFL rumors. Who's staying? Who's going?
God, rumors galore. Yep.
Looking at different NFL mock drafts, seeing if teams, people doing the right picks and just rumors, man. Like some players are going to stay, some players are going. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's always like that right after the Super Bowl. A lot of time, although the shocking thing is we don't have Aaron Rodgers taking over the headlines right now like we did last year.
Ain't nobody want him. I heard nobody's calling the Packers for him, man. So I my opinion, I think he's gonna be a Packer, folks. Because
I could totally agree with that.
Is he gonna fit? I can't even. Where's he gonna fit?
The only place would have possibly been not Dallas. Dear God, Denver. And if they're not calling, nobody wants him.
He doesn't have.
Although, hey, maybe they, maybe the Packers could get a.
Who's going
hey, maybe the Packers could swap with the Cowboys, and I'd still have to watch him, multiple times a week in the NFC East. But you talk about a shakeup in the NFC East, that could shake things up real fast.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen.
No, and I know there was all kinds of speculation with Rodgers going to Washington, and Rivera has basically point blank said that's not happening.
And then he's all kind of make him and his like farewell speeches. It's been fun, but it's time.
Oh yeah, that was the best thing. I swear to God, I think he enjoys playing the media for this. Like that's what that tweet was. That's what the Instagram. It's. I want to say it's similar. It's almost similar to Kyler Murray changing all his stuff. But then again, look at Russell Wilson. Wilson's shook up the media and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he wants to leave Seattle because he put a throwback to a Washington back in his high school days out on the East Coast." He's now Wilson to Washington, I could potentially see that happening. I could see Rivera polling, and that would be one that could change the dynamic of the NFC East.
I think they're going for the draft. I think they're going for a young guy in the draft, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Rivera has basically said everything is on the table. We're not locking into Heineke. We're not 100% sold on him, but we're also not going to say yes, he's the future of the team. We're not going to say we're dedicated to the draft, but Rivera has also come out and said that we're willing to spend money this year to get somebody if the right quarterback is available. So
it costs a lot, though, man.
It costs a lot, but Washington has not had a solid starter since.
Wow.
Mark Rippon, potentially. I think would have been the last long term. I don't know if you could. I mean, that's like saying we've had so many quarterback. I've lost track. We probably had over a dozen starting quarterbacks just since 2018. We've had a quarterback carousel in Washington as much as we've had a head coaching carousel. We haven't not had a head coach, a long-term head coach in Washington since Norv Turner.
Right.
That was the last long-term, because when Turner got fired, you got
to get you one of these hot young under 40-year-old guys, man, and
I'll take Rivera. I will take Rivera. I will take Rivera to get us there. So we'll jump into some news before we focus on the draft. Latest news out of San Francisco, I heard, is poor old Jimmy G's got shoulder surgery because he got all banged up and losing that game. He probably got beat up by his teammates for losing.
All that is, man, he's gonna now. They can't do nothing until he's okay. The
report I pulled up, and it was around the NFL writer, but they're saying he's obviously he's got the shoulder surgery he's undergoing, but he can't throw for 16 weeks.
Right.
That's a long time.
Teams are asking for him, though. There has been teams asking for him.
And honestly, it doesn't surprise me. He's not a great quarterback, but he is a winner. He's an average quarterback. He's good at best. I don't want to put him in the great category, but
Alex Smith. Kansas City.
Smith was consistent. That was the best part of it. Like, he didn't put massive yards and numbers and touchdowns, but he was consistent.
Yeah.
He was like that in Washington until he got injured. So I could see Jimmy G would be an upgrade for a lot of teams. The Panthers come to mind. That's an upgrade.
They're keeping.
Let's be real.
They said we're keeping Cam. I don't know why.
You know who I could see go after him if depending. I mean, I'm trying to think of what about the Bucks? They're in need of a quarterback. I know there's a lot of rumors out there who they're going to go after, but
I could see that.
Arians doesn't care. He'll take whoever he can get, I think, before the season, and I think he would. I mean, he's definitely would get similar weapons.
The problem is though, Mike Evans, got to get that long ball, and that's something you're not going to get all the time with Jimmy.
Well, and who knows? Was it his throwing arm? Was it or throwing shoulder? Was that what was?
Yeah, I think. It was
okay, so even when he comes back, is he going to be 100%? I don't know. I mean, his 100% is really like 100% for good quarterbacks is like 80% for him.
To have shoulder surgery. Yep, we'll be out until summer. Yeah.
But he's also this is a thing for him. He's injury prone, and it's starting to catch up now. So I don't know about him. Another one that was kind of not really surprised me, but I know I've listened to Victor, because since he's a Giants fan, right. Saquon Barkley
he's done, dude. He's done.
The Giants GM has indicated Tuesday at the scouting combine that trading the number 2 overall pick is not off the table.
He just
what's he done recently? He's always hurt, but what has he done recently? He had a few good seasons. I mean, he's not been.
But here's what you got to do. When somebody gets hurt, though, you got to give them time to heal, because the worst thing to do is to see them go on another team and do better. But look what happened to the dude who was the running back for the Rams, Gurley. Remember how awesome Gurley was?
Oh my God!
Hurt? I mean, look what happened.
I know another. He wasn't a running back, but he ran like one. What was his name? RG3.
Oh God!
You talk about killing your career, but a team killing your career. Yeah. Literally got it. He injured his knee, came back, said, "All right, get back out there. We're in the playoffs. Suck it up." Yeah. It almost sounded like what Antonio Brown was claiming that Arians told him, but this I could actually believe it. If RG3 had said that, I would have actually believed that, given the Washington regime that was in charge at that time.
Barkley's just not running like he used to. He could run, he could catch. He was a damn good receiver.
Yeah, but
Then he can run.
the Giants' cap problems. They've got a crap ton of them.
Yeah.
His first order of business was as a new GM was to get rid of $12 million in salary to get under the cap.
Right.
From what I've heard, James Bradbury, Adoree Jackson, Blake Martinez are considered candidates to be cut, traded, or see their contracts restructured. Barkley missed 21 of a possible 49 games since 2019, averaging 3.5 yards a carry, only 4 touchdowns over his last 2 campaigns. And he's owed $7.2 million this year. Guaranteed cash, the 5th and final year of his rookie deal. He's not worth it.
No, you got.
And that's unfortunate because he had such potential.
Sorry, it's a business. It's nothing personal.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Trading Barkley, arguably the face of the franchise in transition, would be a tough sell to the fans. I mean, you can't. That would it though? Because I mean, you already had to try to sell the team on who's the quarterback? Danny Dimes. Well, but I'm just saying, if you're basing it off of that, like, it's a tough sell to the fans that we have to trade him. Really, can it be any harder of a tough sell than when you try to sell the team on Danny Dimes, on Daniel Jones? Like, sir, come on now. There's got to be harder business deals out there.
I got faith in Danny. I got faith in him.
Well,
he's good. He's good. Got to give him time.
Hey, maybe they could trade if they want to move on. Maybe they can trade. I heard the Colts aren't. Colts might have a quarterback to trade.
Wentz is out. Wentz is gone, bro. Wentz is gone. He's a backup. He's gone. He's gonna be a backup. His days as a starter is done.
Well, since we're on the subject of Carlos Wentz, Colts have not made a decision on Wentz's future yet. The Colts had 2 opportunities.
After the crap that he did in Jacksonville with the Jaguars, completely.
Wentz, what's happened here with the Colts is the same thing that happened. I hate to say it, but it's like a repeat of Philly all over again. Except the Colts didn't make the Super Bowl. Otherwise it'd be like deja vu all over for him.
Yeah.
But no, the Colts GM, Chris Ballard, said has not gotten over the disappointment. Like, they failed to secure 2 opportunities to finish the regular season by winning a game to secure a playoff berth, and they failed both times. That disappointing that has to be. Yeah. You should have been in the playoffs, and you blew it.
You blew it.
And I'm sorry, I would put a lot of that on Wentz. I don't, we have certain people that like to chime in on the chat that say it's always the quarterback's fault. Not always. A lot of time, the quarterback is your field general. So that is why I've always stated a lot of it falls on it. Even, yes, there are times interceptions do not count for a quarterback, but as the field general,
how about seconds in the game, you run the ball down the middle of the field. How about that?
Dude, that's got to be on America's or the NFL's sports bloopers. Oh my God. I remember I used to watch those back in the 90s. That would be a highlight for the ages.
Yeah, that would.
But I mean, that's, I don't know if it's going to be it. Let's see. Wentz is his future's once again uncertain. Appears the Colts have a decision to make before a $5 million roster bonus hits March 18th. So we'll find out in like 17 days what they're going to do.
I mean, you also got to understand, you just can't just get a running back. I mean, a quarterback. You got,
yeah. Well, the thing is, they need a quarterback they can believe in. I don't know. I don't think they believe in Wentz. No. That's the biggest hurdle the problem that they have is they put all that faith in him, and I think they're still hurt. And they're doing. I think the biggest issue with the Colts is Irsay is doing the same thing that Denver was doing after Peyton retired. They're trying to find a replacement for who am I thinking of? The Colts quarterback that retired out of the blue.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew,
what you doing, man? How you feeling? You got your mental state back? You're okay now?
I think look at the way that the team has been. You look at where their mindset is. They haven't been sold on Wentz for the 2 years he's been there. The problem, or year, 2 years, whatever it is, how long he's been there. That's the thing is, I think they're still looking for that the same way that Elway was looking for has still been looking for that Peyton Manning replacement, and that's going to hurt the team in the long run if they don't find that.
Peyton Manning wasn't really Peyton Manning. First Super Bowl was awesome. Second Super Bowl, he got carried by the defense.
Father Time showed up.
Right, exactly.
But, well, that was just, so look at that. We knocked out the Colts. So I wanted to touch base briefly because the big news, the rumors, speculation constantly in the NFL is whether TB is coming back, if Brady's coming out of retirement. I know I have been voicing my thoughts on it and saying we'll see him as a Niner. So he was asked by at the Combine, they chatted with him about Brady's retirement with Bruce Arians, and he said that door is never closed if the GOAT wants to play again. He said whenever Tom wants to come back, he's back. If Tom wants to come back, we'll have plenty of money for him. Arians reiterated, though, that Brady is not thinking about a return. He slammed it shut when I talked to him. And obviously we know since he retired, there's speculations running rampant throughout everywhere that he's going to come back. I've said 49ers. There's been talk of God knows how many teams. Arians was asked, though, if TB12 wanted to return to another team, would the Bucs accommodate that request? Like the Patriots did when they let him go. He said, nope, that's bad business. What might it take to listen to offers for Brady? Arians said 5 number 1 first picks. No. Maybe. No. Dude. No. Nobody, even if they were to list, nobody's going to give you 5 picks for Brady. I know he's the GOAT, and I'm a Brady fanatic, but dude, come on, let's be real. I mean, you just thought that on a whim and just threw that out there.
He's not coming back, folks. He's not coming back.
So outside Brady reversing gears and returning, questions loom at the QB spot. Arians said he didn't think there were many high-caliber veteran quarterbacks available in trade this season. I'm just like, well, really? You got Russell Wilson. I mean, I guess we could put Jimmy G up on the list. Obviously, we got Deshaun Watson, the Broncos kid, the kid from that's with the Broncos.
You talking about? Oh my God!
Yeah, see, it's such a
Water.
Bridgewater. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, so there are quarterbacks available. Hell, I would put Taylor Heineke up there. Potentially. I don't know if he would be on the trading block, but he said there aren't any. I'm not interested in trades. We drafted Kyle Trask in the 2nd round, so we already addressed it last year. We took him number 2 for a reason. He fits everything we want to do as a quarterback, and I really liked what I saw for a year. So I doubt draft day is an option for all the other guys. It's got to be a trade, and you don't trade by yourself. You've got to have a partner, so that would be out of the question. Arians later added that Trask has a great shot at being the starting QB in 2022. I don't know. I know he talked up Blaine Gabbert. I'm just like, dude, you're relying on Blaine Gabbert and your 2nd rounder as your stars that are going to take you back to the Super Bowl. You're going to be in a rebuilding stage if that's the case.
They will be going in the draft. They'll be trying to get somebody in free agency. Probably get Jimmy G.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Hold on, So Cliff, our boy Cliff Kingsbury said Kyler Murray is the long-term goal. The long-term goal is to have him as the QB. So we all know we don't know what the hell's going on with Kyler and with the Cardinals, because obviously we know he removed everything.
They'll kiss, they'll make up. He's not going
But
nowhere.
I wouldn't be I mean, if there was a falling out, man, that's at least 2 quarterbacks you've had that have gone off that have gone nuts.
Of the year. They were great. They were a top team.
That was by far the most epic failed just nosedive I've ever seen a team do.
Dallas.
Well, yeah, Dallas too. Dallas, we didn't expect that from the Cardinals. Dallas, I expect that every season. They hype up their team every year. Cowboys fans hype up that team. Jerry Jones says we're going to the Super Bowl, so do all the fans. and then they nosedive. So, but remember, the Cardinals have had a quarterback that looked great, had a good year, and then just they fell out.
They never had a Kyle Murray though. This guy.
No. I was gonna say. I'm just saying, mentality wise, they've had this before. They happened. I remember because there was this guy named Matt Leinart.
Kurt Warner, but then Kurt Warner came along and said, "Sit down on the bench and watch."
Yes, I know. And then they shipped. I think they shipped Leinart to Tampa, I think it was Tampa. He went to Florida and basically did a bunch of partying, and then we've never heard. His career was over.
Yeah. he was a good NFL analyst, though. I'll give him that.
He is a good analyst. I will say, agree with that.
Him and Mark Sanchez butt fumbled. Mark
Sanchez will never. There are certain quarterbacks that will never live down the infamous moments. We've got. I mean, and you can go back into the decades. Look, Washington, prime example. We had this great quarterback named Heath Schuler. He did a QB sneak, ran it in, got a touchdown, headbutted the goalpost, gave himself a concussion. His career was done. Gus Frerotte took over, and not only did he end his NFL career with that headbutt, but he decided to become a senator in the U.S.
All right, so we got Jeff in here. Jeff says you're not going to bring up the K1 letter.
Man, we are 22 minutes into this show.
We're getting ready to do the mock draft, so you just can't.
Yeah, we're still getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
Get your mock ready. We'll see who's right.
Yeah, we've got NFL news we're still talking about right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Kyler and if the
same thing like Aaron Rodgers, dude. The quarterbacks are like prima donnas. They cry. They know that's their bread and butter. They're gonna roll with him because that's what they did with his feet, his arm. He's great.
Wow. So the Falcons, since we'll shift real quick to the Falcons. We'll touch on some.
Guys. So long.
Well, the thing is, the Falcons are projected to be 7.3. Well, we'll get to. I have to pull up the letter. I don't have it on me.
Jeff, chill.
Yeah, good God, man.
Chill.
Email me these things ahead of time so I can prep for all of your questions and comments and concerns. But Atlanta's $7.3 million over the cap, and they have 4 players with a cap number of $20 million or more. How do you fix a team if you're already over your limit by $7.3 million? Mm-hmm. You've got 4 players with $20 million or more. So you what the hell are you going to do there? 3 appear to be essential parts of the puzzle, but the 4th is Matt Ryan.
You got to part ways. He had his time. You know what? He's been there
since he was drafted. He's been with that team from obviously we all know they drafted him right after the fallout of Michael Vick. No disrespect to Michael Vick.
Almost won a Super Bowl, but TB came back and.
Yeah, oh my God, that was by far one of the best Super Bowls. So it said, as in common for many coaches and execs at the scouting combine, there were plenty of vague, guarded responses regarding the future of multiple players. But when it came to Ryan, neither GM Terry Fontenot nor coach Arthur Smith would commit to the 36-year-old Ryan being the Falcons QB. So there, certainly where Matt's at. Obviously, we just watched in our division. Brady played until he was. Maybe he'll still play. I don't know. He certainly didn't look his age. Matt is a lot younger than Tom, and I understand there's only one Tom Brady, but Matt feels good about where he's at. That tells me nothing.
Matt needs to get out of Atlanta and go somewhere else. But
so the GM said
they love him. They love him.
The GM said the first thing we have to do is create a little cap space. In a post-June 1st trade, would clear $23.75 million in space. Fontenot comes from New Orleans, home of the Mickey Loomis School of Salary Cap Can Kicking, in which the Saints have routinely pushed significant cap consequences down the road via structures and extensions that often include void years tacked onto the end of deals. So it wouldn't shock me if something happens, but he's not on the hot seat. But he could be a product of the salary cap, and we've seen that happen before. And not Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, Joe Montana, all products of the salary cap issue. When they play for another team,
it's a business.
Yeah, exactly. Art Monk was another one.
Future, you got to think about long term. You got to think about the future.
And it sucks that if you're a Matt Ryan fan, if you're a fan of Ryan, he's been. I get he's been with that team he could be back for his 15th season, but business is business, and quarterbacks. I won't say all. Some quarterbacks understand that concept. That's what happens when if you can't restructure, you got to find someplace else. And I don't see that he would want to retire, but I do see a team taking him if they trade him. So we'll jump into some NFL rumors. So there was some rumors that I heard regarding Amazon Prime, because we all know Amazon Prime is the exclusive home for Thursday Night Football. Shout out to Amazon and Thursday Night Football. So right now, I know they have Al Michaels wanting to sign. He's not signed a contract with Amazon because he wants to know who his co-host is going to be. Makes perfect sense. Obviously, I don't want to be. You don't want to be teamed up with some. A booger
chemistry is everything.
Sorry,
Matt Booger. Leave Booger alone, dude. Leave Booger alone.
But there's rumors that Amazon is looking at ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit to team up with Al Michaels. I think that would be kind of an interesting one. But the thing is, Herbstreit's under contract with ESPN for about $6 million plus a year. The Post said that the way his deal is written, he would be allowed to do the NFL with another entity. So that does leave the door open for Amazon while continuing college for ESPN. But if Amazon and Herbstreit were to make a deal, ESPN, according to sources, would want the option to still use ESPN would still want to use Herbstreit on some NFL games while continuing as the home of Monday Night Football. ESPN has extended to 25 games a year in the next 2 years. So rock on ESPN for that one. I've also heard there's another rumor as to who could also potentially be the team up with Al Michaels is Sean Payton. Sean Payton heading to Fox Sports, no sure thing. Payton will be meeting with Amazon this week regarding potential employment with the company that will commence broadcasting Thursday Night Football this year. It's the second meeting for Amazon and Payton. So that's a good sign that he's on meeting number 2. Mm-hmm. So last week, front office sports Michael McCarthy reported that the former Saints head coach was negotiating with Fox Sports about becoming the network's top game analyst. So he'd have to, take out Romo because Romo right now, for whatever reason, is the top guy to be. I mean, you got to beat him, and I don't understand that one. But anyways,
like Romo.
Yeah, I know. Well, it must be because I'm a Washington.
He's the one that called out Dak's mistake.
Yeah, so I do give him props for that one.
Called out Dak's mistake.
That chair is expected to open up because former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman is poised to leave Fox and join ESPN for Tony Romo money to call Monday Night Football. So he's jumping over to Monday Night or ESPN for Monday Night Football. Amazon Prime initially targeted Aikman, and I remember that. I remember hearing that Aikman was supposed to pair with Al Michaels on its exclusive coverage beginning next season on Thursday Night Football. However,
Romo's on CBS and Aikman is on Fox.
Aikman is on Fox. Aikman is in talks though to go to. He's set to leave Fox he's not going to be with Fox on the upcoming season. He's supposedly ESPN's working on a deal to get him for Monday Night Football. But there was originally they wanted him for Amazon wanted him for Thursday nights. However, with Aikman saying no to Amazon and goodbye to Fox, it appears that Payton is the top candidate, which I'm okay with that. I'd be okay with listening to Al Michaels and Sean Payton on Thursday nights.
But the thing is I have never seen him do broadcasting, so I'd have to Aikman and Buck to the Monday Night Football exclamation.
You know what? That would be some. So the other thing, Al Michaels wanted Troy Aikman. He would have been happy with Sean McVay, but when McVay said Friday he's staying in football, his first two options are gone. Amazon might make a run for
MLB
Drew
is a mess,
Brees.
Ron. I agree.
Hey Ron, what's going on, buddy? Yes, it is.
I was hoping to take my son to a Giants game and no series. Series is closed.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'll be very interested to see who Al Michaels teams up with for Thursday nights because I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see Amazon get into this with Thursday Night Football, so we have an exclusive home. Because to me, honestly, I wasn't a fan of the NFL Network doing it because you're forcing people to basically have to have, that as a package. I mean, let's be real. They're in the days of this day and age of streaming services everywhere. Not every streaming service has access to NFL Network.
Right.
I got AT&T. I don't have NFL Network. I wasn't going to pay for another service just to have it, but I have Amazon Prime. So, that's what I said, shout out to Amazon for dabbling in it. That's awesome stuff. And, Jeff, I would be okay with Aikman and Buck on Monday Night Football. I think that would be fantastic.
I'm cool
because
with that too.
I liked listening. I liked listening to those guys.
I
Jeff
have always liked ladies who did the Prime game.
You know what? I agree with you. They did an awesome job. And not only that, I've watched some of the ladies that do the fantasy football stuff, and I've always been amazed.
Their stuff.
Yes, they hands down. They hands down do. Let's see. So we got our
getting the drafts in.
Yep. So let's head over there. We'll start. We'll talk the other stuff later.
Crow says all sports needs to be is streamable and no blackouts for local sports. Looking at,
you know what? I had YouTube TV and I left YouTube TV and had to switch to AT&T's TV streaming service. It was the only way I could watch baseball games out here. Every other service was blacked out because of a contract dispute. So it was, the money stuff. Looking at you, NBA. Here, we'll show the comment. There you go. We're looking at you, NBA. Get the shit straightened.
Hey, MLB need to get their stuff straightened, man.
Yeah, here we go. Ron said it best. The MLB is a mess with the little poop emoji. And I will, since I agreed with Jeff's statement, so I do want to shout out with that one because they did a fantastic job with that. I totally agree with that. But so as we move on back to the NFL. Let's get to I don't have my own draft stuff set up, but I did pull up. I've got 5 different lists from the NFL. I've got Bucky Brooks, Jeremiah's, Reuters, Freeland's, and Zierland's lists. So I will utilize those. I know Ray's got some of his own stuff, but we'll be able to we're just going to go through the first round because I don't want to go through every round. We'll do it. We'll probably. I'll see about going live during the draft, at least for the first day of the draft.
Ooh, that would be so fun.
We'll do a live stream of the draft party and broadcast it. So, because I think that'll be kind of fun to do. But I'm going to start it off with Bucky Brooks' mock 2.0 draft. And obviously we all know the first pick is the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's got Evan Neal, offensive tackle from Alabama, getting drafting. And obviously we know Jacksonville's number one priority has got to be protecting their Trevor.
I got Ekwonu, offensive lineman from my home state, NC State, and my sister she was a Wolfpack. They need an offensive lineman, man. They got to help my boy out, man. They got to help out Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, so we're basically on the same page. I mean, different people, but we are in agreement. They definitely need someone. So Daniel Jeremiah, hold on, I gotta mute all that stuff. Daniel Jeremiah also has Evan Neal getting selected off season, and once again the same concept though. The offense's off season is all about supporting Trevor Lawrence, protection. Neal isn't a flawless prospect, but he's consistently improved. So it'll be interesting to see what happens out of that. Let's get, and we're looking at who's this guy? The next one coming up. 3 out of the picks. Neal had the same thing. He said he's picking Evan Neal to Jacksonville. So I've gotten 3 lists. Freeland, I think, was one that did not. Reuter had Neal going as well. But Freeland says, oh no, Evan Neal. Jesus, I think everybody was Evan Neal. So Ray's the only one, yeah. All of them have picked, all 5 of my new articles have come up saying Evan Neal is going to go to Jacksonville. So it'll be interesting because normally, you always think first round pick, QB. I would love to see a defensive player or a defensive player or a running back get drafted first.
He's got to be a super stud quarterback.
Yeah. Well, they're saying the big one. They're saying Cam Robinson set to hit free agency. The Jaguars could pair Neal with 2021 second rounder Walker Little to man the edges for years to come. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's go to Detroit.
Detroit line Tom Brady to the 49ers.
Ain't happening.
Not Ron. We actually discussed that briefly. Ron Arian said the only way he is willing to trade Brady is for 5 first-round picks.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Team in the league that's going to give up 5 picks for Tom Brady. Anywho, Detroit Lions. We're looking at Brooks's draft. Says Dan Campbell could fall in love with this edge player. He is a ultra athletic, high motor pass rusher with Michigan roots. Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan.
I got Aiden Hutchinson. He actually stayed in school. He's a senior, Michigan. Hutchinson.
Ooh, Jeff's got a. All right, good. All right, I'm on board with that, Jeff. I played defense in high school. That's what I wanted to play in college. So I'm okay with that because I love defense. And defense wins championships. So I'm okay with that.
They're saying this is a Hutchinson's a no-brainer. It's a great example of a player who got better each and every season. And instead of coming out early, he stayed in school and he balled out as a senior. So they're saying he's the best player for the second pick.
Okay, so Jeff said he has Thibodeau. I don't even know how to pronounce that. He's Kayvon going number 1. He's Hutchinson. Okay, so we're all on board with Hutchinson. Let me look at my Daniel Jeremiah says Hutchinson is a natural fit for the Lions as they continue to rebuild. Reuter has Aiden Hutchinson as well. Cynthia Freeland has Aiden Hutchinson. God, do they all do the same work? Were they cheating off each other?
No, I mean he's
Zeerland Hutchinson as well.
Detroit, he's good.
Yeah, so he's the best player in the draft. I've watched some of the tape. Well, and since we're talking Kayvon, Bucky says the Houston Texans will take him at number 3. He's an electric pass.
I have a safety, Kyle Hamilton.
Ooh.
From Notre Dame. He's a junior. He's about 6'4", 220 pounds. Going number 3 to the Houstons.
Nice. You got Ekonwu.
I got him going number 1.
Ooh.
Number 1.
So let's see. Jeremiah has the Texans taking Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame.
Yes.
Let's see. Reuter has Malik Willis. Actually, the number 3 pick will be going to the Carolina Panthers, who will actually projected trade with the Texans. So the Panthers will draft Malik Willis, quarterback out of from Liberty. So that could be an interesting one if that were to come to fruition. So this is just in this scenario, Carolina trades up for the playmaking Willis despite sending valuable draft picks to the Jets for Sam Darnold a year ago. I don't know if I could see that because they got burned with Sam Darnold.
Jeff, I got your boy Kayvon going number 4 to the Jets. Kayvon.
Let's see. Freeland has the Texans taking Kayvon. Zeerland has the Giants taking a trade with the Texans. So the Giants moving up to number 3 and taking Ekwonu from the NC State offensive tackle. So they're looking like that. So that's that. It'll be interesting. Like I said, it'll be interesting. Oh, so you did no drafts because yours was before the Super Bowl. All right. So the Jets, Bucky's got the Jets taking Ekwonu. Jesus, man, I'm struggling with these names. What the hell?
I got
Daniel Jeremiah has number 4 pick going to the Jets with Equinu as well.
I got Kayvon.
Reuters Jets have Kyle Hamilton getting picked. See, and this is going to be an issue for me with Hamilton. I know he missed the final 6 games of last season with a knee injury. That's going to be my issue with him, because I had that same concern with the Dolphins taking their quarterback, with taking Tua last year because of a knee injury. So I'm always leery when you draft a player that has missed games at the end of the season to end of season because of an injury, especially knee injury, and you're a safety. That to me has red flags on it. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not going to be an issue. I don't know. Freeland has the Jets taking Sauce Gardner. Well, that is a fantastic name.
Ron wants to know where's Deshaun Watson going.
He's well, I don't want to get any political or nothing, but he may be looking at a square room with 3 square meals a day
with a nice little silver toilet.
He might get to watch some games on TV though.
Phone check, fool. Phone check.
But so Gardner, Daniel Jeremiah likens the Sauce Gardner to Antonio Cromartie. That's if you're a junior in college, he's a junior from Cincinnati. I would take that comparison. I mean, I'd be okay with being compared to Antonio Cromartie. And Zierlin has, the Jets taking Kyle Hamilton. Okay. Cross the Giants at number 5. All right. So, yeah, Bucky's on board with that one, Jeff. Bucky says the Giants will take Charles Cross.
I got Evan Neal, offensive O-line. This feels like the best case scenario for the Giants.
Jeff said, my Jets-loving son loves the tape on Sauce. Well, are we talking? We're talking the NFL player, right? Because you could just be talking about barbecue sauce.
Red sauce.
Daniel Jeremiah says the number 5 pick will be the Giants taking Trayvon Walker. So I'd be okay with it because, like I said, I'm a defense guy, so I always favor defensive players getting picked. Reuters says the Giants will take Equinu.
Yeah, Equinu's not going to drop that low, dude. I don't think he's.
Even Freeland, Cynthia Freeland says that the Giants will take Equinu at number 5, and Zierlin says actually that the Texans are going to do a trade with the Giants, so they're going to get the Texans have the number 5 pick and take Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback out of LSU. But the problem is Stingley failed to match his 2019 tape over the last 2 seasons, but his rare combination of height, weight, and speed could have the Texans GM envisioning him as a Stephon Gilmore 2.0 at a huge position of need. So, be interesting. Let's see, Jeff said Matt Corral at number 6. So we're on the Panthers.
I got Charles Cross O-line.
Bucky has Matt ruled with the Panthers going at taking Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, quarterback. I don't see it happening. The fact that they're keeping Cam Newton leads me to believe that they may be moving on from another quarterback or so and trying to pick somebody up in the draft to sit
Matt
behind.
Corral going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jeff.
Let's see. Jeremiah, where are we on numbers? Okay, we're on number 6. Jeremiah says Panthers are going to take Trevor Penning, Northern Iowa. He's an offensive tackle. And
Charles Cross is also from Mississippi State, sophomore.
Yeah. Reuters has the pick 6. Actually, the Texans who traded with the Panthers, they're going to take Kayvon Thib. And that's all I'm saying because I will butcher that name.
I think Kayvon.
I swear it sounds French. Where's a buddy of ours when we need him? Jeff, how do you say that name in French? Because that's what it sounds like. I could just be.
That is French. It is French.
Okay. See, I figured that. Cynthia Freeland says, though, the Panthers are actually going to go after Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame. She actually put a pretty good thing here. And then Lance Zierlin says that pick 6, the Panthers will take Charles Cross. They need a quarterback, but they also need someone to protect the quarterback.
I'll explain when I get down to Pittsburgh why Corral. So
All
Jeff
right,
went number 7, Linderbaum. Number 7, I got Devin Lloyd, linebacker.
All right, so and with my 5 that I have on the list, we got Bucky coming in, the pick 7 with the Giants via the Bears. They will be taking a edge defensive player from Michigan, David Ajabu. Ajabu? Oh my God, these names. Daniel Jeremiah says the Giants.
Bro. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. But that Bullfrog said trade via the Bears. They're going to take Drake London, USC wide receiver. So if they're gonna give an evaluation of Daniel Jones, they're gonna need to give him some weapons to throw to. Reuters says number 7, the Giants via the Bears. They're gonna go with Devin Lloyd, a Utah linebacker. So that would be.
I got number 8, a quarterback, Malik Willis.
Cynthia said George Karlaftis, Purdue edge rusher. So another defensive player. A lot of people are thinking the Giants are going to take a defensive player. And Zierlin said Kayvon is going to the Giants. So at number 8, Falcons, we got one at least saying Sauce is going there. Let's see. Jeremiah says, let's see. They're going to take Kayvon. So that would put him all the way down at 8.
Need to get a quarterback. Need a quarterback, man. You need
Ojabo. Well, you're on the same page as Reuters. Oh no, okay, you said you messed up there. All right, well, Reuters says Falcons take David Ojabo. Cynthia Freeland says the Falcons will take Garrett Wilson, Ohio State wide receiver, and I'm guessing that's the Ohio State because they got to emphasize the. The best guess. She says the best guess is, and this is truly a guess, is that Calvin Ridley will likely not be a Falcon in 2022. I got
odd number 9 because Jeff keeps
Falcons Singley Jr.
I got Ahmad Gardner, cornerback from Cincinnati, going.
I don't even want to rewatch this show because the names were just butchered.
Sorry, I thought we were talking combine. I'm going from memory. I do not have my draft sheet.
We're talking mock drafts right now. Let's see. The Falcons. Zierlin has the Falcons taking Treylon Burks, wide receiver. So 2 receivers. That would be interesting. Burks gives them a dynamic athlete, though, along with Kyle Pitts can create mismatches galore. But who's going to throw to him? That's the thing. Who are you going to have throwing to him? So I don't know if I could see them going with the receiver.
I mean, and I'm not saying Matt's guard. I'm not. Look,
no,
Matt
we're not.
Is a good quarterback, but his time in Atlanta is done.
Yeah, that's done. Not what. Yeah, we're all in agreement with that. So the Jets at number. Wait, no, we're on number 9. We're on pick 9. Broncos. Let's see. Bucky says Devin Lloyd, Utah linebacker. So we got a defensive player.
Derek Stingley going to the Jets at number 10.
Okay. Let's see. Jermaine Johnson II. Ooh, I would be okay with that. He's Florida State, so I'm good. He's an edge rusher. And he had a productive fall with a dominant week at the Senior Bowl. So Denver could draft a QB, but there are veteran options available.
Yeah.
Let's see. So with the 9th pick, Reuters is saying the Broncos take Kenny Pickett with Pittsburgh. And he's saying Pickett's double-jointed thumb should not distract people from his ability to lead an offense. The Broncos will appreciate his underrated athleticism and competitive nature. So, I don't know about all that. Broncos, let's see. Cynthia says the Broncos will take Devin Lloyd, Utah linebacker. I mean, like I said, defense wins. That's one thing I've always known about the Broncos. I always remember, growing up, besides the offense with the quarterback play, it was always defense. They had awesome defense.
Maybe that's their problem, man. They need to start going off.
And Zierlein has the number 9 David Ajabo going, and with the Jets taking Sauce, we'll jump down to number 11 because obviously we know everybody's been waiting to hear what my thoughts are on this. Washington at number with the 11th pick. One of them is saying Derek Stingley Jr., LSU cornerback,
I'm going with
5-star talent with
Garrett
All Pro.
Wilson. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, he didn't finish his career with a bang though. But his impressive freshman season could prompt Rivera to roll the dice. I don't see that. I don't think Rivera is going to roll the dice on a freshman year, considering he's a junior. I don't see that happening.
Get a receiver, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State.
Now Daniel Jeremiah has an interesting one. He has Kenyon Green, Texas A&M guard. I could see that because there is talk that Washington could lose Brandon Scherf in free agency. I don't know. From what I've heard, Scherf wants to stay. He wants to play his whole career with Washington. Not throw a hissy fit like a certain player that ended up with the Niners and still got injured. No. So, but we're not going to name names or call anybody out on that one. But so I'm hoping if Scherf Tebow, hey, the Bucs are looking for a QB.
He was almost a tight end for the Jacksonville, and he got cut.
Yeah,
I think he could have helped out Trevor, man.
Yeah, no, but if they keep Scherf, I would still like to see them get Green. And if they lose Scherf, that would definitely be a great replacement. Let's see. So we also have another one saying Matt Corral, quarterback out of Mississippi. I don't know because I don't know if we're going to go first round and take a quarterback. That's the only thing is. Cynthia Friedland says Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of there from Pittsburgh. I don't know. They're saying, let's see, positional value drives the pick here. Ability to throw the run is a huge positive for Pickett. Quarterbacks like Mahomes and Josh Allen have shown the value that this trait can add. So, and if they take a quarterback, you've already got a great receiver. At least one. We've got a good offensive running game. It's the line is the only thing that I have a question with, and that's a problem we've always had. And Zierlein, another one, Kenny Pickett. So we've got, I don't know. It'll be interesting. The Vikings, they're not. Is anybody that's a Vikings fan out there? I'm sorry, you're not getting a quarterback. Your quarterback is already set in stone, and that's good old Kirk Cousins. Captain Kirk will be with you for one more year.
Treylon Burks, receiver from Arkansas, going to the Vikings.
Yeah, I could. They've got Jefferson, and let's not be underestimate. You underestimate Jefferson, that's when you get burned. That was a great pick for them. We've got at least one saying George Karlaftis, a defensive player, could go there. I don't know because what do you think? Is Pickett not doing drill? You think is Pickett not doing drills at the combine? I have no idea. Let's see where we. Oh, Vikings. Trent McDuffie's another one that there was talk the Vikings could draft, along with Derek Sting. It looks like so far all I've seen is defense. Defense.
I got Pickett dropping all the way down to the pick 18 to the Saints.
Nice. Derek Stingley. The Vikings, everybody that I've seen, they're all in favor. All this is defensive players drafting. And that would not surprise me because their offense was good. It wasn't the best, but they put up not really. They put up numbers, yards and stuff, but that defense was straight toilet trash. That was that I've never seen for a coach that was under the claim that he was a great defensive coach. Oh,
why do I have him dropping? Why do I have him dropping? Well, I just don't. I don't. Let's see. I think he's a perfect fit for the Saints. That's why I think.
All right, Jeff, who do you see the Cowboys drafting? And then we'll list our six names for the Cowboys, and we'll see what your thoughts are. Since you're the reigning Cowboy, you're the sole Cowboys fan. I would love to see what your thoughts are on all the names that we're about to throw out there. And remember, this is the 24th pick. London wide receiver.
I got Tyler Linderbaum, O-line.
So I'll list my receiver or my picks for the Cowboys. Let me get down there. We've Kenyon Green, offense or OG a guard. Let's see. So then there's also Nakobe Dean, linebacker out of Georgia. We can throw in Garrett Wilson, a wide receiver.
He's got an OT for the Cowboys.
I could see it. I mean, they need the protect. That would be a good one. Dax Hill, safety, and Zimmerlin. Let's see, who's the last one for the OT? Raymond. Yeah, Rainman. The Cowboys might have a more pressing need at guard, but it's hard to find tackles with his potential. And Tyron Smith isn't as dominant as he used to be. So yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, the majority of the Cowboys picks, 2 offense and 3 that were defense. I don't know if the defense needs it, though. Their defense, discrediting the Cowboys, their defense was on fire last year.
He can play or G, and he can do lefty if
all right. So that would be a good pick then. That would be someone I would say.
But they got to reconstruct the running back, man. He's making way too much money, and he's just not producing the stats to be making that much money as a running back. Tony Pollard is outplaying your boy Zeke. Okay.
All right, let's see here. I was looking at the draft, the picks, and the Lions. Wow, the Lions are dead. The 32nd pick. That's what I was confused. I looked at that. I was confused. I'm like, isn't the last pick of the draft supposed to be the super? Your whoever wins the Super Bowl or somewhere around that range. And I'm like, well, how about that? You got your Detroit Lions. Who are they going to go for?
That's not true, Jeff. Because if you look at Pollard, you look how Pollard run. Pollard had damn near more 100-yard games than your boy Zeke. And Pollard had that burst of speed. He was outrunning your boy. So don't put too much on the line now.
I mean, I do agree the line does have to help make those holes for your running back to get through. You have to have people to be able to open up a running away. I mean, yes, the running back can do so much, but if your line isn't opening up for them,
Ron over here clowning.
That's Stafford back to the Lions. Oh my God. No chance.
Pollard does not run inside. He always runs outside. Bro, Pollard can catch the ball and he can run. Oh, Pollard caught the ball, then balled out. But isn't that what you want from a running back? You want somebody that is can catch and run and get you some yards. He was good, man.
Who else is in need of what other team is in need of quarterback need that we think would draft a quarterback in this year's draft?
Colts.
In the first round, I want to say
Colts.
Maybe they'll get lucky and get they'll get a luck back. No, I'm just kidding. They are desperate for that.
God.
Where are the Colts on the where the hell are they? How the hell can I not find the Colts? How far up are they? Am I just blind?
Bro, they're not
Oh, they don't even get a first round, so yeah.
They ain't get a first round, brother.
That's how bad they are. Damn, no wonder I couldn't put them.
Steelers do need a QB. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I said Matt Corral.
Do you see them drafting, or do we think that they could try free agency? I'm not free. Well, the free agent quarterbacks that are going to be out there, because we know there's going to be a lot of free agents available.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and and if they draft someone, maybe they'll take Pickett.
You gotta go out and find their job. The GM's job is to go out and find the next Big Ben.
Well, let's see.
Big Ben.
Kenny Pickett he went to college in Pittsburgh. If he's 6'3", 217, his prospect grade was a 6.39. The NFL Next Gen Stats gave him an 80. So maybe there's potential he could go there.
Jimmy G to the Steelers, very possible.
I could see. Well, the thing though, the issue for Jimmy is, for anybody that's going to take him now, is the surgery, because he's out for 16. He's not throwing for 16 weeks. That is going to be a big ass. I mean, that's a big X factor for who's going to take him, because is he going to be? He's not, even when he's 100%, he's really 80% because of his inability from week to week. But now you're coming off a major shoulder surgery. I don't know if I would. How many?
You're forgetting another good factor, though. He had two great coaches.
Yeah, I will agree. Stat wise, if you're looking at his stats, he looked good. He just makes bonehead decisions sometimes, and I'm worried about the surgery, because that could change. That could alter
who's throwing in Miami. Who's going to be throwing in Miami?
Tua until he gets injured, and then they'll have somebody there.
And then the Raiders. You got to look at the Raiders. Have Carr's got 1 year left.
Hey, they got the Raider, the Las Vegas goat there.
They got one. He's got 1 year left, and I don't know. Can they win with Carr? Is Carr?
No. If you stack the team with enough talent, maybe. But even then, look at the Bears. The Bears had that one shot with a shitty quarterback, and it sure as hell wasn't the quarterback that got them to the Super Bowl. It was, it was their defense.
Right.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where some of these, like I said, Pickett, in the comparison, some of the analysts have compared Kenny Pickett to like Andy Dalton in his prime. So,
I take Andy Dalton in his prime.
Hey, and let's not look at the strengths for Pickett. He broke Dan Marino's Pittsburgh Pitt passing records. He broke those. He comes from an athletic family and bloodline, so he's got the skill in his blood and DNA.
I don't know why I just picked this kid in this New Orleans being a Saint.
So look, and this is one thing that really stands out to me is with the skills for the strengths for this guy. Pickett, touchdown. You slagging off the code. So the touchdown to interception ratio for Pickett, 13 touchdowns to 9 interceptions in 2020. 2021, it went to 42 touchdowns to 7 interceptions a year later. That's a pretty
Super Bowl champion.
No. Foles is done. He was one and done.
Don't count him out.
What team does he play for right now?
He was a backup.
But where? I've lost track. Which team is he on this year? Going to be on this year? That's what I'm getting at. I get he was a Super Bowl champion for the Eagles, but he was a backup. And no discredit to it, he got them the win. That's what counts. That's the important thing. We had Washington. We had a similar situation with a guy named Doug Williams. But Doug also couldn't handle it the next year. He fizzled out. He was a one-hit wonder.
Kurt Warner, after the Rams, everybody said he was done. And then where did he go? He went to the Cardinals. So you never know, folks. You never know.
There's a big difference. Let's not put Foles is nowhere near Kurt Warner's
He's
status.
a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
One
Okay.
Super. Doug Williams won a Super Bowl. Where'd he go after that year? To the bench. He didn't get it. I'm not knocking Doug Williams because he got us a Super Bowl. But I'm just stating the fact that he was a one-hit wonder. I put Foles as a one. And now maybe he'll prove me wrong. But right now,
he beat Tom Brady. Good point. Thank you, Ron.
You know who else beat Tom Brady? Taylor Heineke. Heineke beat him too. So you got that to put on your stat sheet.
806.
No, but is it?
Like,
oh Lord, it is.
Overtime.
Hey, I have already been given the authorization that I can run my show as long as I want. Look, there's so much news. I know you fit all this stuff into like an hour show. It's not possible. Now I will say,
good.
Jeff brings the Marino 1-0. True, but there will never be another Dan Marino though. Come close. That's like saying that we'll see another Rodgers and Wilson.
And Wilson only have one Super Bowl.
Rodgers is a bum, and Rodgers will always be a bum while he's in Green Bay because guess what? Rodgers is. It doesn't matter that he got.
Rodgers a bum.
Rodgers may have gotten the Packers a Super Bowl, but guess what?
Brad Johnson. Yep.
Brad Johnson was a product of Washington. We just didn't see the potential. Shipped him to the Bucs, and then he won a Super Bowl that year. But what I'm saying with Rodgers is he's never going to. He has a chip on his shoulder from day one. He's never gonna get out from under Brett Favre's shadow. That is an everlasting shadow that he is always going to be stuck under. Does not matter. He will never be. Favre had that hometown hero swag that Aaron Rodgers can never get out from under.
Right. Simple
as that. So I was looking through the week real quick. The weaknesses with Pickett, and this is a big one for me, is he does not take the incomplete. He needs to take the incompletion instead of a sack. He'd rather get hit than throw an incompletion. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of quarterbacks out there this past season that had that issue.
Right.
And you can end your career real fast if that's like slide or throw an incompletion. I get it doesn't look good for your numbers, but dude, I'd rather have shitty numbers and be in the league a lot longer than, have my time in the NFL shortened because I'm getting hit one too many times. We've seen tons quarterbacks drop all the time that have those issues. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Steve Young, had his career ended because concussions took him out because he didn't play. He was another one of those that didn't like to slide, didn't like to throw the incompletion, ran it like a quarterback, and just head down and trucking away. Eli Manning is the GOAT. I'll give you that. All right, guys, we're out of here. It's been fun. We got things to do. Ray's got to get some food. I got
to eat my burger
before it's cold. Ain't nobody like a cold burger.
Hey, chat, thank you. It's been fun.
Chat was on fire tonight. The stream was on fire tonight. It was awesome. Like I said,
fire with the stats.
Yeah, and Jeff brought. Thanks for hanging out with us again.
Yes, thank you guys.
I know we didn't get to discuss the combine. The combine's going to be this.
Jeff, damn it, get your own damn show and discuss the damn combine, man.
But look, the combine's coming up, and then we'll discuss it afterwards, because then we can give our thoughts on it. I'd rather do it that way. And I will say that we will have a draft party show. I just have to get that all in the works leading up to it. But we're out of here. We will see you guys next week. Make sure to subscribe to all our channels: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, Twitter. We're basically everywhere. Sportscast 101.
Well,